Hi everyone, my name is Antonio Lanis and I'm documenting my journey as a first time self published picture book author and illustrator of a children's picture book called Clarita Migrates North. And this is a series that I decided to start to talk about my journey. It's now January 2026, and one thing I wish I would have known is the amount of energy that the marketing and all the promotion would take. As someone who started writing and illustrating this book and finished in August 30, 2025, I sort of had an idea about the importance of marketing and why marketing was so important because that's something that I do on a day-to-day basis and was not really aware on the amount of energy, dedication, and resources that it would take for me to promote this beautiful book. I had an idea because I have worked in marketing before, but being a one person artist, where essentially I was the sole member of my team, I was doing everything. I didn't know the amount of energy and time it would take. Let's take it back to August 30th. So, August 30th, it was 15 days before Hispanic Heritage Month. And one thing about where I live is the Hispanic Heritage Month is a busy season. Everyone reaches out, everyone writes an email, everyone wants to talk, everyone wants to create a book reading, everyone wants to do a book talk, everyone wants to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, our Latinidad, our culturas, our cultures, where we come from, and have music and have amazing energy. But the thing I was not prepared for was the amount of requests that I would receive from so many people. Now, this is not a rant, this is a very gratitude filled post about everyone who reached out. I had about 5 schools who invited me to read to their children and multiple classrooms in a span of about 2 months. So, reading this book has been a joy of my life, but every time that I read it, it opens up a lot of emotions and things that I went through that I've heard about, and many of us have gone through when we have migrated to this country. And that became just an emotional time when I read to anyone who I wanted to read to. So that within itself, it seemed easy when everyone reached out and said, Antonio, I want to read. I want you to read to the kids. I want you to come to my school and everything. So I did. And I wanted to honor the stories. I wanted to honor where we come from. But just the taxing, the energy that went through creating this marketing part. The easy part was already writing the book. The hard part, it was getting it out, promoting it. There was a time, a few weeks, that after so many things were happening, I wanted to come back here and wanted to promote the book, that I was telling myself, what about if you summarize what you did in that day? And I gave myself about 10 minutes at the end of the night when everything was already done, when I had dinner, when I was ready to go to, well, not a bed, but, just relax and wind down for the day. And I told myself, why not document your story? So that brought a lot of, again, planning, lots of what am I going to talk about? And that became like an extra part of what I wanted to create, what I wanted to do. So that's something that I was not aware. And I'm very happy with the amount of just dissemination and where this book has landed, where people from multiple states have reached out. There have been a few people during the holidays who reached out and said, "I will offer you to sign it," and I did. I did sign that, and I wanted to just come on here and say that promoting a book over multiple months can be a lot. Can be a lot, and I wanted to be very intentional not to reach burnout, because that's not something that I want to experience ever again. I've experienced it once, and the amount of rebuilding that takes and just getting myself out of that is a lot. So there was a time in around December where I stopped essentially any invitation, where I stopped any sort of invitation or reading or event that people were inviting me to, because I was exhausted physically, mentally, and writing a children's picture book is not something that I do 40 hours a week. I still have so many other projects that I'm working on. So I told myself I need to take a break and really assess, why is it that I am doing all of this? We have to remember one thing I have not talked about, other than the readings. I also did a gallery launch where we celebrated our migration stories, and I organized that in a span about 2 weeks. So making so much in 2 weeks was just too much, that I told myself, you need to take a break. So I wanted to come out here and talk about the human side of doing this kind of work. And I told myself, instead of going to book readings or participating in all these book fairs and things that I still respect and admire, I wanted to schedule time for me. Time where I could take a walk in the park, where I could do all the self-care activities that I wanted to create, and essentially recenter, relax, sleep, spend time with loved ones, and devote time for the next upcoming year as well, because I was still doing other projects at the time. So just wanted to come out here and say that promoting a book and the marketing, especially when we are doing this work ourselves, or myself, being the one person, one member business, can be a lot, can be overwhelming. But I've learned that it's not worth it to reach burnout stage, to listen to my body when my body is starting to, show certain symptoms, that I need to be aware, that I need to step back and really reassess. One of the biggest questions that really grounded me this past season was, do I really need to do all of this? Do I really need to? And believe me, it's hard. It's hard because I wanted to help everyone. I wanted to be everywhere. Some people have told me, I see you everywhere. And it may be true. But then coming December, I just stopped. I said, thank you all, but I am shutting down for the year. It's been August, September, October, November. So it was 3 months nonstop. So I wanted to tell myself, enough. Thank you so much. So again, wanted to give you behind the scenes and more understanding about what it takes to promote a book or something like this. It's a 32-page children's picture book, but just the amount of work that it took afterwards. So let me know if any of this resonates with you.